students, good afternoon to all of you. I hope all of you are doing well and welcome for one more session of YouTube channel of ODA Class. So I hope all of you are doing well. Let me know. How are you all? That's great. That's great. So today we are meeting once again to learn one more important topic, that is movement of Earth. Okay. In the previous session, we learned about our universe and what is Earth made up of and what are the layers of the Earth. We will quickly look at those also. After that, we'll be learning about movement of Earth. So are you guys ready for that? Let me know in the comment box. Are you guys ready? That's great. But before that, students, let me tell you. Okay. Now we are in the YouTube live session. Okay. You can talk with me in the comment box. But after the live session, you don't have my contact number and you cannot contact me, right? So, but you can be the part of ODA family, right? You can download the ODA app and you can be the part of ODA family where you will be getting after class and before class support also. So, how you can get the support? So, we are starting our crash course every Monday. What is this crash course? This is a complete 1 week program where you'll be learning 6 chapters in 6 days. Okay. The teachers from IIT and NIT will be teaching you. Along with that, we will provide daily homework. 2 tests will be conducted, right? After all this, right, we are providing the e-modules for all the chapters what we are teaching. Not only that, we will assign a personal teacher for you. So whenever you'd have doubts, like after the class, before the class, you can contact your personal teacher at any time. Not only for ODA class doubts, okay? If you have any doubts in your school examination things, school assignments, school project, at any time you can contact our personal teacher. So how to join the crash course? There is a link in the description box. You can touch the link and pay the fees as per your grades. Okay. Once your enrollment is done, you will get a call from a mentor teacher. So those who want to be the part of ODA family, you can quickly join the crash course and complete the enrollment. Okay. Is that clear to all of you? Chalo, that's nice. So now, before starting the actual session, let me introduce myself. So my name is Surabhi Shetty and I'm Master Teacher of Science at ODA Class. So coming to my education, I have completed my Masters in Chemistry from Jain University, and yes, I was the university topper. I have more than 4 years of teaching experience in which I have mentored international Olympiad rank holders. So are you guys ready to learn with me today? Let me know in the comment box. If yes, let us start quickly. Are you guys ready? Very good. That's so nice. That's so sweet of you, right? So, first, before learning about the movement of the earth, you should know what is universe, right? Yesterday we have studied that universe is nothing but a vast space, right? It's a very, very big space where all the heavenly bodies are present. For example, sun is present. Can anyone tell me what is sun made up of? Anybody who can tell me what is sun made up of? Yes, sun is a huge ball of fire, right? This we have studied. And of course, in our universe, we have planets. And how many planets do we have in our solar system? We have 8 planets in our solar system. And then we studied about stars and moons. And which planet has highest moons? That is Saturn with total 82 moons. Then we studied about galaxy. And what is the name of our galaxy? Milky Way galaxy, right? And then we studied about the smaller bodies which are present in the universe: asteroids, meteoroids, and comets, right? Asteroids and meteoroids are nothing but the space rocks, and comets are nothing but frozen ball which is made up of dust and rock and gaseous particles. I hope you all remember this, right? So now, as I told, sun is a very huge ball of fire. It is completely made up of fire. I hope you all know this, right? Sun is a huge ball of fire, right? It looks white in color, but it is actually the huge ball of fire. I hope it is clear. Next, we learnt about the solar system. And who is the boss of the solar system? Can anyone tell me who is the boss of the solar system? Yes, the sun is the boss of solar system. As you can see, sun is in the center and around the sun, the planets will revolve. And the path where planets revolve around the sun, this path is called as orbit, right? yesterday we have completed in the previous session. You can watch that session also. Yes, so the sun will be in the center and the planets will be revolving around the sun in a particular path, and that is called as orbit. And total we have 8 planets in our solar system, right? What is solar system? It is the collection of 8 planets. Yes, it is the collection of 8 planets and their moons in around the sun. Along with that, there are smaller bodies like asteroids, meteorites, comets, all these things. This whole thing make the complete solar system. Sun will be in the center, planets will be revolving around the sun, moons will be revolving around the planets, and there are some smaller bodies also which will be revolving around the sun. So this is the complete picture of our solar system. Total we have 8 planets. In that also, the first 4 planets are called as terrestrial planets because it has land mass. The next 4 planets are called as Jovian planets. In that 4 planets also, Jupiter and Saturn are called as gas giant planets because it is completely made up of gas, and Uranus and Neptune are called as ice giant planets because it is completely made up of ice. I hope you are clear with that. So this is the complete solar system, you can say. It is made up of sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, the 8 planets. Along with that, the smaller bodies like meteoroids, asteroids, and comets. Is it clear? That's great. And these are some practice questions. You can take the screenshot. So define solar system. What does the solar system contains? What is universe? Name the planets in increasing order from the sun. You have to start with Mercury and end with Neptune, and differentiate between asteroid and meteoroid. The difference is only between the sizes. And what is giant storm? This we have learned in Jupiter, right? So then we will be learning about Earth. Why we are learning about Earth? Because that is our planet, right? Earth is our planet, our favorite planet, and only planet where life exists. And Earth is also called as blue planet because 70 to 75% of the earth is completely filled with water, and it has one natural satellite, that is only one moon which revolve around the earth, right? And these are some practice questions. How was the earth formed? First it was a hot wall, and then temperature cooled down and it became the crust layer was formed. And why earth is unique planet? Because it has life. I hope it is clear to all of you. That's great. Then we learned about layers of the earth, and I gave you the example with help of Kinder Joy, right? So the upper layer where we are living, where life exists, that is the crust. This is the thinnest layer. This is the coolest layer where life exists. And middle layer is the mantle. It is the thickest layer of the earth. It is very thickest layer, and 85% of the total weight of the earth come from this mantle. And last but not the least, that is our core layer, which is divided into outer core and inner core. It is the hottest layer of the earth. Hottest layer of the earth. I hope it is clear to all of you. That's great. To remember, you can just I know that you all love Kinder Joy. You can just remember the Kinder Joy. The upper covering is the upper layer of the earth crust, and middle milky chocolate layer, that is mantle, and inner two chocolate balls, that is core. One is outer core and one is inner core. Is it clear? Yes. So let us solve some sample questions. As you can see, write a note on layers of the earth. You have to write the 3 layers and you have to mention what is there inside the layer. And which metal is abundant in Earth's core and Earth's crust? Earth's core, it is iron, and Earth's crust, it is aluminium. Is it clear to all of you? Earth's core, it is iron, and Earth's crust, it is aluminium. If it is clear about Earth and the solar system and the universe, just give me one in the comment box quickly, all of you. You can give me a one, and let us take a short drink break. You can also drink some water. That's great. I can see so many one in the comment box. I believe that all of you have understood, right? Now, let us move on to very, very important topic which usually most of the students know what happens in there, right? So that is actually eclipse. I hope you have all have heard about eclipse, right? Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, but you don't know what is eclipse. So let us study what is eclipse and what are the different type of eclipse and why does it happen and what are its effect. Everything we'll be studying today. Okay. So this is partial or complete hiding of one heavenly body by the shadow of another. This is very, very important. Okay. What are heavenly bodies? The bodies which are present in the space. Okay. Partial or complete hiding of one body by the other body. Okay. So what happens? There will be one heavenly body here. Other heavenly body shadow will fall on that and it will hide this body. So the partial or complete hiding of one heavenly body by the shadow of another is called as eclipse. Okay, either it is shadow of earth or moon. Okay, it may be the shadow of earth or it may be the shadow of moon. I hope you can remember this. Yes, the two heavenly bodies which acts here like the shadow is our earth and its own satellite, that is moon, right? So let us study about solar eclipse. So what happens here? So there is a complete clear picture you can easily understand. Moon comes in between the sun and the earth and casts shadow on the earth. So what happens here? As you can see, sun is here and earth is here. Okay, sun is there and earth is there. In between, who is there? That is the moon, right? So what happens? Moon will come in between the sun and the earth and the shadow of the moon will fall on the earth. I told you eclipse is nothing but shadow of one body will cover the other heavenly body, right? So here, moon shadow will be covering the earth's surface, right? So the moon will come in between the sun and the earth and the shadow of the moon will cover or will cast on the earth. I hope it is clear. Yes. And when does this solar eclipse happen? This happens on new moon day. This is very important for your Olympiad examination. When will the solar eclipse happen? That happens on new moon day. Is it clear, everyone? Let me know. The solar eclipse, I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, chalo. Let us quickly learn about lunar eclipse then. What is this lunar eclipse? This is completely opposite. Okay. Earth comes in between the sun and the moon and casts the shadow on the moon. So see here, again the sun is here. Sun is constant. Okay. And here we have the moon. Sun is there and we have the moon. In between, who is coming? Our earth is coming in between, right? So the earth shadow will fall on the moon and this is called as lunar eclipse. So earth will come in between the sun and the moon and the shadow of the earth will fall on the moon. This is called as lunar eclipse. And when does lunar eclipse happen? It occurs on full moon day. Okay, so you can easily remember something like this: SN. Okay, that is solar eclipse happens on new moon day, and LF. Okay, lunar eclipse happens on full moon day. SNLF. Can you remember this? SN, that is solar eclipse happens on new moon day, and LF, lunar eclipse happens on full moon day. I hope it is clear. That's great. Some practice question here. So what is eclipse? Eclipse is nothing but one heavenly body will cast the shadow on other heavenly body. Partial or complete hiding will be there. Explain solar eclipse. SN, right? This you can remember. Explain lunar eclipse. LF, right? And what comes in between? Here earth will come in between, right? And here moon will come in between the sun and the earth. I hope you can easily remember this, right? So now I have a very simple question. Why there is change in timings in different countries of the world? For example, if it is day in India, it becomes night in America. Although both the countries are on the earth, why does it happen? Yeah, if it is morning in India, it will be night in America. If it is morning in America, it will be night in India. Why does it happen? Can anyone tell me in the comment box? Be quickly answer. I can see your answers in the comment box. Very good. Exactly. That is because of motions of the earth, or else you can say because of the movement of the earth, right? So there are two movement of the earth. One is rotation and one is revolution. As I always say, sun is the boss of solar system and planets will revolve around the sun, right? So this is one movement, and planets will rotate along its own axis. So there are two movements which you have to remember of the earth. Why this seasons and day and night happens? That is because of the movement or motions of the earth. One is rotation and one is revolution. Let us study one by one. So what is rotation of the earth, right? The spinning of earth, this word is very important. The spinning of the earth along its own axis is called as rotation. For example, if this is the earth, right, it rotates like this. Can you see? It rotates like this. Or if we are earth, you just rotate yourself. So this is called as rotation of the earth. You spin around your own axis. So that is called as rotation of the earth. And because of the rotation, we experience day and night. Okay, let me tell you what happens. Yes, okay, just look here. There is a sun here. Sun is constant, right? Sun is in the center. Sun is the boss of solar system. What happens? Sun rays will fall on the earth, right? Because of the rotation, what happens? Some part will get light sometime, but the other part will have dark. Can you see the shadow here? Can you see the shadow? Dark part? Exactly. So when the earth rotates like this, some of the part will get the sunlight. It will be day here. The part where sunlight is there, that will be day. That part will be experiencing daytime. And the part where shadow is there is no sunlight. It will be night time for those countries. Is it clear? Why rotation will cause day and night? Because where there is sunlight, that countries will experience daytime, and when there is no sunlight, that countries or that part of the earth will experience nighttime. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear? Yes, the rotation of the earth around its own axis, it will rotate around its own axis, and that is called as rotation of the earth. I hope it is clear to all of you now. That's great. So now, what is equator then? Okay, the rotation takes place in the axis, right? But what is this equator? Equator is nothing but the earth is divided into two equal halves. This is very important. So this is the complete earth. As you can see, in between it is divided, right? It is divided into two equal parts by an imaginary line, right? Imaginary line, there is no such line. This is imaginary line, and that line is called as equator. Okay, and it runs through the middle of the earth. As you can see, if this is the earth, in between there is an imaginary line which will divide earth into two halves, part number 1 and part number 2. This line is called as equator. Can you easily remember this? Equator is nothing but the imaginary line in the between which will divide the earth into two parts, upper part and lower part, or one hemisphere, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Can you remember this? Okay, that's nice. So this is how the axis rotation takes place. So this is the equator part and this is the axis, and these are the two poles. The upper one is the north pole and lower one is called as south pole. I hope it is clear. Yes, and this whole part is called as northern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere, and the lower part is called as southern hemisphere. I hope you can remember this, right? So now coming to the axis of the earth, it is actually not straight. Okay, it is tilted for 65 degrees. If you have observed, if you think that earth is here and axis is like this, no, it is wrong. It is not straight. The axis of the earth is tilted like this, 65 degree. Yes, the axis of the earth is tilted for 65-degree. Hemisphere which leans towards the sun gets the sunlight for longer time and has longer days. If the sun is here, this hemisphere will get longer light for longer time, and that is why they have longer days. And at equator, where northern and southern hemisphere meet, the days and night are equal. So this is very important. Let me tell you exactly what happens. Okay, this is very, very important. So make sure that you're noting it down. Yeah, okay, let us see here. If this is the earth, okay, and this is the axis, just imagine sun is here, right? And here we have the equator. Now, what happens? This part where it is getting sunlight, this hemisphere, right? This hemisphere where it is getting the sunlight, this actually has the longer days. Is it clear to all of you? Where it is getting sunlight, that actually has the longer days. I hope it is clear to all of you. Is it clear to all of you? This hemisphere which gets the sunlight, it has the longer days. Is it clear to all of you? This part. And this has the shorter days. But in the equator where the southern and northern hemisphere meet, this has day and night equal. Okay, it is not having longer day or longer night. Both are equal in the equator. So that is the reason, and that is why the Earth's axis is tilted, and that is the effect that in the equator what happens, day and night will be equal, but the hemisphere which is facing towards the sun, it will have longer days, and other hemisphere it will have longer nights. I hope it is clear, right? Now tell me, why do we say that sun rises in the east and sets in the west? You say that sun will rise in the east and it will set in the west. Is that sun is really moving? Yes. Is it really like sun is moving or we are moving? Let me know. Yes. Okay. But we say that sun rises in the east and sets in the west, right? That is because Earth completes one full rotation. I told you that this is rotation, right? To complete one rotation, Earth takes 24 hours. Okay, to complete one rotation, Earth takes 24 hours. As the Earth spins from west to east, the spinning of the Earth is completely opposite, that is west to east. We say that for us, the sun appears to move from east to west. Okay, so we are going like this. That is why for us sun appears like this. Okay, our direction of the movement of the earth, the rotation of the earth is west to east, so that is why sun appears to rise and set east to west. I hope it is clear, right? Now I have a very general knowledge question. Can you name some of the planets which rotate from east to west? If you go to these planets, for you the sunset or the sunrise will be from west to east. Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Okay, no answers in the comment box. No problem. I will tell you the answer. The answer is Venus and Uranus. Okay, Venus and Uranus, they actually rotate from east to west. Okay, they rotate from east to west. Completely different. Earth will rotate from west to east, but Venus and Uranus will rotate from east to west. I hope it is clear. That's great. Now let us quickly move on to the revolution of Earth. So rotation, I hope it is clear, where the Earth will spin around its own axis, right? Now what is revolution? Movement of the Earth around the sun, right? So sun is the boss of solar system and the earth will revolve around the sun. This movement is called as revolution of the earth. Okay, it moves along a fixed path and this path is called as orbit. I hope it is clear to all of you what is revolution. Rotation is here, only related to earth and its movement, but here the sun is also involved. The earth moves around the sun and this movement is called as revolution. And for revolution, earth takes 365 days and 6 hours. Okay, usually we write 365 days, and but it takes 365 days 6 hours to complete one revolution. So 1 year is equal to one revolution. 1 day or one night is equal to one rotation. But here one revolution is nothing but 1 year. Ignore 6 hours. Usually if somebody asks you how many days are there in a year, you usually say 365 days and we ignore the 6 hours, right? This 6 hours will be considered as extra day and it will be counted in the month of February, right? So that is why sometimes in February we will have 29 days. After each 4 year, we will add one extra day in the February. That is because this ignored 6 hours will be adding that. So 6 fours are 24. That is one day extra will be adding in February. Thus, every fourth year, February has 29 days and year has 366 days. And this year, where February month has one extra day and the whole year has one extra day, that year is called as leap year. Is it clear to all of you? That year is called as leap year. Is it clear? That's great. So here are some questions. What is rotation of the earth? Rotation of the earth is nothing but the earth will rotate around its own axis. And how much time does it take? It takes 24 hours. And what will be the effect? Day and night will be the effect. What is revolution of the earth? Revolution of the earth is nothing but the earth will move around the sun and it takes 365 days. 6 hours are ignored, right? Okay. Now tell me what is leap year and you have to explain. So leap year is nothing but the year will have total 366 days. February will have one extra day, that is 29 days. And explanation you have to say that the ignored 6 hours every year, that is added, and it is added in 1 year every fourth year, and that year is called as leap year. I hope it is clear, right? The last concept what we are learning today is about tides. So tides are very long waves that moves across the ocean. I hope you all know this. So because of the earth's rotation, what happens? The tides will be formed. It are the very long waves that move across the ocean. They are caused by the moon's gravitational force. Yes, around the earth there is moon present which has the less gravity. The tides are caused by the gravitational force of the moon. Gravity pulls the ocean towards the moon and high tide occurs. So there is a rotation, right? Earth will be moving around the earth, moon is also moving, right? So because of the gravitational force, what happens? The gravity pulls the ocean towards the moon, because of which the tide actually occurs. I hope it is clear. As you can see, here there are different things. Moon will be there, earth will be there, tidal bulges, spring tides will be there, and neap tides. It is completely based on the position of the moon around the earth. Okay, if the moon is here, tidal bridges will be there. If moon is here, spring tides will be there. And if the moon is present here, then neap tides will be there. I hope it is clear to all of you, right? So now the next part, like summer solstice, what happens and which is the longest day, everything we'll be learning in the next class. If you want to learn more such topics in same interesting way, and if you want to get after class, before class support, you can join our crash course. I hope all of you know what is crash course, right? It is a complete 1 week program where you'll be learning 6 chapters in 6 days, right? You'll be learning 6 chapters in 6 days, and the teachers from IIT and NIT will be teaching you guys. Not only that, every day homework will be given, 2 tests will be conducted, and we are providing study materials for all the chapters what we are teaching. We will provide you the ebook in the form of PDF, and along with that, we will be assigning you one personal teacher. You can contact them at any time, before the session, after the session, whenever you want, you can contact them. How to complete the enrollment? So there is a link given in the description box. You can click on that link and pay the fees as per your grades. It may be 29, 49, 99 or 149. So complete the enrollment. Once it is done, you will get a call from our mentor teacher. And as I always say, learning with ODA class is fun, because at ODA class you can learn as well as you can earn, right? So if you come to the class, if you join the crash course, you will get lot of points from which you can buy these amazing gift in ODA Mall. So hope to see you there. Until then,